Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everyone is doing great. Uh, hi, Simon. Hi, Hector. Very glad to see you all. So, guys, let's start because I think I respect if people are late by 2-3 minutes, but not 5 minutes. Like even I have been waiting here since 2:55. Someone should have some respect for the time, Like beyond 6 minutes, I don't think like I need to worry about it because I have to welcome them every now and then, and when I'm going on and on, and I don't want to stop in between. Um, cool. Anyway, it's great to have everybody here, and I'm sure like some of you like know everything already because I'm just doing, I am chief parrot officer because this is what a parrot does, always repeating the same thing. So even I need to repeat it. But despite repeating everything, the same thing in the word form, in the spaces, in the video recording, again, like the same people have the same question. So if those who have the questions, like they have to be here, right? Because I know you are not free. You can be somewhere else at this point in time, and you could be doing something else, but you are here, right? And even I can be there with my partners or something to discuss something about something else, or I can spend some time in the river or something like that. But I'm here too. So if you're serious about your investments, if you're serious about your questions, then you have to be here and you have to ask the questions. Randomly, if questions are coming at some point in time, it's not easy for us to answer this question, and especially when it is very premature. Um, Hi Zero, hi Dennis, hi TB. Cool. So I don't know really what I need to update or something because I've said the same thing a couple of times. So if you want me to repeat the same thing once again, like I'm very happy to do that, and that's why I'm here. So please go ahead and ask the questions, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions. And if there is something to add more on those topics, then I will definitely be adding it. So floor is all yours. So Charlie is asking, hi, will the B2C BCUBE agent activity continue after the release of B3X? This was already answered last week during my spaces, but I will just make one more clarification on this one. As of now, we don't know because this is my proposal, but it's not made as a final proposal because whatever comes on my tweet, it's my point of view, and this is how I see the things. But what comes on the official BCube handle is the final decision. So it's not made as a decision yet within the team, but that was my proposal. The reason is like that there are several reasons to make it like that. Um, First of all, like, everybody is asking so many different features, different specifications and everything. But what nobody understands is like in B2B business kind of setup, those things doesn't make sense. For example, like right now on swing strategy, like there are 2 or 3 or 5 positions like which is still open. So we don't want to open new positions for people now because they are already having positions, and we are very sure that it will be ended up in very good profits. And we want to open the positions a little bit later on. So that's why we don't want to start with any new trading or any new open trades. But what happens is like in this B2C business setup, there is somebody who has come yesterday. There's somebody who has come 2 days back. So now people who have come like 2 days back or yesterday, he needs a new trade. But if we are adding new trade and if it's profitable, he is very happy. But the old people like whose money is already been stuck up in some open positions, which they are waiting for the exit, they will not be happy. So in this one, like you see, like if we open new trades, the old people will not be happy. If we open new trades, if we don't open new trades, then new people are not happy. So it's a kind of struggle. And secondly speaking, like this is one part of the story, and somebody wants like the chart to look like exactly the way how it's happening in your account, and not assuming it with the 10%, 20% of your account. I 100% I'm sure that exactly making is not impossible. We can make it, of course, by just by showing like how it's happening in your account. If there is any, like a trade which has been stuck, then it can be adjusted. But we cannot show that like a individual graphs for individual people. We need to have some assumptions and how we have made it now. And based on that assumption, we have to move. So this assumption itself will be very different from people to people. Someone uses like 20%, someone uses 30%, someone uses 50%. So it's not easy to know what people are using. And secondly, like even if we assume like everybody trades like 20, 30% a signal, like that's fine. So even in this way, like it's very difficult to manage it for everybody. And even if we try to manage it to do it finally, as I said, like there is somebody who is coming yesterday. For him, that graph doesn't make sense at all because he was not there when these things are happening. And the calculations will be completely wrong for the old person. I mean, for the new person. For old person, it seems good. And for the new person, it sounds very strange. So we can't do that. So many of the things like what we do has to be based on some assumptions. So it's very tough to make everything, and it requires a lot of cost. It requires a lot of resources. Um, and then thirdly, like AWS cost and so many other kind of cost. So it's not really profitable to run this type of platform. And one thing is about like a user base, and the second thing is about business. So business cannot be compromised because business has to run for the company to be alive, right? So company can't be alive if it's not making money. And I know how difficult it is to keep the company running, especially in crypto world, when there are very brutal bear markets, when there is almost nothing happening, like it just crashes and nothing happens for many months, many months. And I can't blame the users at that moment, because even if I am a user, if there is no considerable movement in the market, no strategy will perform well. So even I will not be like willing to pay for a service like when the markets are so much stagnant. So I don't blame any users at all in this situation. But as a business, as a company, it's not a very like a good feeling like that. Because currently, like when we had like just 2 months of money, we were just running out of money. And I know like the stress I was going through every single day, just thinking like what's going to happen next. Are we going to shut down? Are we going to finish everything? And deep down in my heart, I was believing like, no, it's not going to stop here. It's not going to end this way. Like, no, I will do something. And then we raised close to $1 million, and another 800K is coming. And, like BQ will flourish, new project will start. Everything is going to happen. And these things are not easy to make it. And I don't want to be in the same circle again and again. I want things to change. I want things to change for good. And I want company to flourish. And I want all my investors to make heavy money. Or if I want to use like, shitload of money. And for that, what is necessary is to do good business. And that's what I'm focusing on. And that business is for me in custodian services. Because in custody, like we have all the money in our custody and we know how to manage it, like making proper allocation of the money per trade. And like we can even make some kind of, proper planning and everything. So we can execute the plan very much. Here, everybody have their own settings, everybody have their own leverages. Sometimes, there is some mistake from the user side also. If you're using the same leverage throughout everywhere, which many of them are doing, I mean, like these people are expert traders in our community. There are many expert traders in our community, like who understands the significance of using the money and using the leverage, how much they have to use, how they have to use. They are smart, but not everyone is so smart, because on the back end, sometimes I'm watching it. Someone is trading with like 3x, 3x, 3x leverage. Slowly he increases it to 10x leverage, and that 10x leverage trade is not a good trade. And then he lost all the money what he made with 3x. This is what you need to understand, that you have to be consistent. And this testing the water and everything in finance, it never works. Take it from me. This is a kind of like free advice I'm giving you. This testing the water doesn't work. It's just a cliche, like what some people believe, like, okay, I tested, and then I went on something. Either if you want to make money, you have to go all in the beginning itself. That's how people made money in, meme coins or any other coins. They didn't test it, anything. They just went all in and it happened. So there are a lot of constraints. So I don't really see, like any major, like benefit, like keeping the B2C. So, but it's in front of the board, as you know, like we have investors and everybody now. So board of directors and everybody, we have to discuss on major business decisions. So we will discuss about that, and we will come out with some decision. We are also not forgetting, like some users, because the users, I have tremendous and great respect for a lot of users, because they're paying users and they are paying since a long time. And these people have the first voice to give anything here, because these people, like have skin in the game. They put in money and not just words or something like that. And if they're putting in money and they're using the product, they're, holding the tokens, that's the people like whom I really salute. And they have the greatest respect from our side, because these are the people like who really keep the company, like going. Definitely these people are not forgotten, and we will think, we will do in some way. It is possible, but it's just a, like my opinion. All tweets of mine or my opinion, it's my personal opinion, and it might not be that of the company. It says on my profile also. So it's not BCube's voice, it's my voice. BCube is not one person. I'm the face of the company, but not face of every single decision, although the final decision is left to me and nobody opposes it. But I'm not a King John Un to make all the decision on myself, like, because we have a board, we have directors, and everybody will think about it, and we will come out with that one. So as of now, it's just a plan of mine. I'm one of those that have open positions with Swingbot, but I don't mind if new trades open with the remaining capital I have. That's fine, Charlie. As I said, everybody is not like you. Um, because like you are in this community, but there are several other people who are using, but who are not in the community at all, but they write emails to us. We have around, like, 20-25 emails a week, and most of it is not really bug or something, but most of it is because of these kind of things. They need to understand, they're asking questions. We are very happy to answer the questions. That's not a problem at all for us. We are here to answer. They are, there to ask the questions. But not everybody is happy about that, because currently, like when we came out with this new momentum model that we have developed now, with this new momentum model, like we could catch the momentum of Solana before it even happened, like 2 days ago, with like Profit Hunter. So, but there are also some trades open in that strategy. So some new people who just came like few days ago, they were very happy because they used huge amount of capital and they made money. But some people who are already having it, like they were not really happy because, yeah, like we had already something, so less number of money traded on us, which I totally understand. But what I'm trying to say is, like, this nature of the business is like that. This very nature of the business, because there are settings and everything from the user side, and we don't have access to it, or we don't have control over it. Um, People keep asking the same questions again and again, which shows clearly that they're not listening to your updates. But to give them a final video to refer to, you can clarify the various ways B3X will benefit BCube holders, please. That in the previous video, like there is one dedicated timestamp for this one. Probably I should have listened to it before coming to this one, so that I could repeat the same words. Look, like there, I think like it's only BCube which is going to benefit from a B3X project, because B3X anyway will be an exchange. So it will have a different role and different functionalities and everything. So it's an ecosystem on its own. But it is also part of BCube. I mean, like as a company, you are seeing it as tokens or different tokens. It's a different exchange and everything. But as a company, it is the same company. You see, like you are thinking like Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word is different, but both belongs to same Microsoft. So it's not a different company. It will be the same company like which we have. It's just a sister company of us. So we are not seeing it as a two different projects at all. Finally, B3X is an exchange. It doesn't have any technology in that. So technology is provided by BCUBE itself. And moreover, like it's the same team which is working on both the things. If BCUBE was not really our focus, or if BCUBE was not really something which was important to us, we could have simply said to investors like, okay, come on, like, okay, let's finish it and let's start B3X newly. But we didn't do it because we know both of them are bombs. It's just waiting for its time. And we know like what kind of things it can happen. See, first we need to understand how we see BCUBE and B3X. Let's speak about BCUBE first. BCUBE is a custodian service provider, right? It will do brokerages. It will do OTC. And in next couple of months, it will start with market making also. So this will be the core business of BCUBE along with the platform bcube.ai that we have now. So there is another story here, which is B3X. B3X is a perpetual trading contract exchange, which means you can trade on BTC, ETH, Injective, or like many other tokens, including gold, silver, dollars, euros, real world assets. These things you can buy and sell in a perpetual way, which means like you don't get the delivery of the underlying contract. This is the main difference between futures and perpetual futures. So many people don't know about these differences. They ask me like, what is the difference between futures trading and perpetual trading? Like perpetual means like it's just perpetual as the name suggests. You don't, if you buy, for example, 100 kgs worth of gold contracts, you don't get the delivery of the gold. But if you buy the futures of gold, then at the end of the expiry date, you can go to the exchange and you can actually get the real gold by paying the rest of the money. But that is not the case in perpetual trading because it's not a real contract and it doesn't have any expiry period. But in futures, there is an expiry period. This is the difference. So what we are offering is a perpetual contracts. You can trade there with 20x leverage, and the fees will be like 0.1% buying, 0.1% selling. And we don't like charge anything for that. Like it's a plain flat fees. And the every time when you make a transaction, it's a $0.0003. This is the gas fees on Injective. $0.0003. This is the gas fees on Injective for buying or selling. It's almost zero. If you have just like $1 of Injective, like you can go on for like few months with that kind of money, right? It's very, very extremely low. That's why like this will focus on exchange. And now where the intersection happens is when BCUBE is speaking about custodian services, which means like we get the money or we get the stable coin in our custody. So where are we trading this money? We are trading this money on B3X. We trade that same money, the custodian money, on our own exchange, creating more TVL, total value locked. I don't believe in TVL at all. I'm telling it very openly. It's just a very stupid metric, in my opinion. But for in DeFi, like for most of the people, it's a greatest metric. But for me, it means nothing. Anyway, so TVL, it gives us highest. Trading volumes we will be able to generate very good with this kind of money. And third thing is the fees that we generate by trading. So BCUBE has like a very good place for trading, and BCUBE provides the technology for B3X. For these things, BCUBE receives a fee every month. A number of people who are using the services on B3X exchange. So if there are 10 people using it or 100 people using it on B3X, that 100 into certain XYZ dollars will be paid to BCUBE as a fees because it's providing the technology. It's providing the trading agents. Without BCUBE, like there will not be any trading agents on B3X, right? So this is how the intersection starts in the beginning. And then with the fees that we make on B3X, we are giving 15%, 15% of the trading fees, what we generate on B3X, as kind of like staking rewards for everybody who is staking B3X. We don't call it as dividends. We don't call it as like a profit share or like revenue share, because these words will attract a lot of penalty in the future of classifying the token as a security and all these things. So to avoid that one, we are not using any of this word like revenue share, profit share, anything. We are just saying like trading fees for staking. You are staking, no, you need to get rewards, right? before the rewards were given from your own tokens, like how even we did it. That's not the right way to do. Because if you're giving your own tokens, it will increase the inflation and your prices will naturally go down one or the other day when people start to sell the tokens which you are giving to them. So on the contrary side, what we are doing is like we are not giving you our own tokens because you are staking our tokens. Instead of that, we will give you the rewards in stable coins in USDT or in USDC. So you get the stable coins as a trading fees for staking. That's a staking reward for you. And in the same way, like BCUBE also will get its fees every month on month basis. So with this money, what BCUBE gets, a lot of things are possible. Couple of things are buying back our token and burning, or with that fees, sharing it with our token holders as a staking reward. People who are already staking on our smart contract on BCUBE platform. For those staking people, we give them as a staking reward. So this is point number 2. Point number 3, we can accumulate this money more and more for adding more liquidity on Uniswap, or by end of this year, as I've already envisioned, to go on a big CEX, big centralized exchange for BCUBE listing. We will have this money for adding it to the liquidity. So we can use the money for so many different ways. And money can be generated only when externally also some money will be generated, which is like from B3X fees and everything. Besides that, BCUBE will also have its own business model. For example, BCUBE.ai is the first business model because that's what we have existingly. And second thing is like custodian services. We charge 2% entry fees, 0.1% monthly management fees, and 2% exit fees. So this is what we get in custody. So custodian services is one, and we do brokerages and OTC. So this will also be, like other source of income. So there are several source of incomes for BCUBE on its own, even without B3X. So this is how like B3X will help, BCUBE, and BCUBE is going to help B3X. These things are going to go hand in hand. These two things are very, very important for each other to exist. So if more and more people are coming to B3X to trade on a, like on a decentralized exchange, they will know about BCUBE also. And people who come to BCUBE, they know about B3X also. And even in the, B3X white paper, BCUBE is mentioned so many times. And now this white paper will be going to a lot of people. And when we are going for public sale, a lot of people will read it. A lot of people will come to know. Some people, if they don't know about decentralized world, everybody likes it. But only thing is like for some people, it's complicated to connect to their wallets and do all these things. But it's not the problem for other people. But for new people, it's a problem. Just like every one of us, right? So that's why they will go for BCUBE initially. And then like when they get used to it, like they can go for B3X. So there's a lot of things which is an intersection between these two things, how I see now. Next one, maybe there are no questions, but just we want to get more good news or listen to your sweet voice. As you said, most here are aware of everything going on and just waiting to see the Super Dex. Super Dex will be there in October, that's for sure. So we have a tentative date of first week of October or second week of October. But the most important thing is like getting the smart contracts auditing. So this is getting like very, very difficult now because we want to get it, audited by Hacken or Trial of Bits or these kind of like very good auditors. Because even BCube smart contract was audited by Trial of Bits. They made it very, very good. So we have to see like how much time it takes for them and will there be some kind of feedback to fix something on the DEX. Otherwise, I think like in October, we will have the DEX. Besides that, yeah, like, I mean, raising the funds was amazing thing. We have like enough money and also like we will be getting like some more money like in next 2-3 weeks. So we will reach almost $1.6 million. So this money with current runways, what we have will be enough for at least like 2 years, if not more. So 2 years of runway, it's very good. And within that one, like we will be making a lot of money with B3X and everything. But this is like excluding the token sale I'm talking about. So token sale, like we are raising 5 million. So 5 plus 1.6, like 6.6. We have enough money to go for tier 1 exchange, adding enough liquidity, taking BCUBE and B3X both on tier 1 exchange like KuCoin, Bybit, anything. So we can put enough liquidity there. We will have enough money for marketing. and we will have enough money to get all this like very good, agencies to take care of the social media, because our social medias are good in content, but they're not good in visualization. So that's why like we next week we are also hiring one art director and a graphic designer. So it's a two in one. So when we have like completely in-house person, he will be making all this kind of post on BCube or main channel, Twitter handle. And next, when B3X comes also, they will be having like nice engaging pictures which tells the same, but not in the form of words, but in the form of a picture. So this will increase the engagement. So we will have like a complete social media team. One person will be completely headed from inside, like the new person whom we are going to hire. And of course, like there are, marketing people and business development, everybody we are going to hire and expand the team. Because currently, like I'm doing a lot of things. Social media strategy, I'm taking care of it. Business development, I'm taking care of it. Sales, I'm doing on my own. Many other things I'm doing on my own. Like I'm wearing like at least 6 or 7 hats at the same time. I can do it, but I have like higher responsible works to do. I need to be at like so many different places. I'm also the product owner and product manager of the whole product cycle of BCube and for B3X also. So now it's becoming very difficult for me, honestly, because I need to do what I should do on an everyday basis, because CEO itself is having a lots of work to do, especially now with B3X and with BCube and BCube getting very seriously into custodian. We need to get like, some custody service providers like Fireblocks and this kind of people and onboarding it, and like that there is like a lot of works, like a little bit technical, a little bit management, managerial things. And I need to make a lot of partnerships. So I have a lot of things to do, because next Sunday I will be in Brussels for 1 week. And after I come back from the Brussels, like then in August, like I have to be in Istanbul. And after I come back from Istanbul, I have to be in Indonesia. After that, I have to go to Singapore. After Singapore, like again, I have to go to Norway, and maybe after that to United States, so Salt Lake City. So it goes on like that one, after to Thailand for DevCons festival. So there is a lot of things. There is a lot of things that I need to do. And when I go out, it will get disconnected, and it will be having 5 or 7 hours of time difference, and I cannot really keep up with the pace. I will be sleeping very late there, and I will have to wake up very soon, and I have to see what's going on. So that's why we need to expand the team. That's what I'm saying. So that's why we'll be expanding the team, so that I will do what I need to do, and other works like I can give it to somebody else. um Also, if I'm correct from a cash flow point of view, token sale will be in September. Is that correct? Will there be minimum for okay. So first question, like, yes, community sale will be in, like in September. In September, yes, it will be there in September, because like until then, like we will finish off this seed round and private round like within that time. Because seed round will be for 1.2. We already made like 600 commitment is already there. 800 commitment is already there. So another 400K, like we will get it very easily. And after that private round, like we are trying to get in some exchanges, some market makers, these kind of people. So that will be for like another million or something. After that community round is also for 1 million. And KOL round is for 350. And then a public round is for 1 million, something like that one. So that will be the final round. So seed and private, we will make sure that we have very good names, and who can support us and add a lot of value to the project. Because it doesn't matter like at what price you buy. The only thing that matters is like what is the upward potential of it after you buy it. So it doesn't matter whether you buy it at 5 cents or 50 cents, as long as you are sure that it's going to move to 500, right? So that's what I'm making sure, that we have good names and we have good market makers to provide liquidity, to provide tight spreads, everything, until we have our own system to do our own liquidity management. So right now we don't have market making software, so we have to rely on somebody like who is having it. And also, if you have good market makers, then you can go on good exchanges also. Because Bybit will not just allow you to go there if you're saying like, hey, I will pay you $500,000, please list me. No, they don't do that. Just because you have money, they don't agree with that one. You need to have a little bit of reputation. You need to have a little bit of substance in your project. You need to have, like good product. and you need to have like good market maker. You need to have like a bigger community. They see a lot of things. It's not just about money. It's not that like, okay, I have very good money, so I will give money and it will happen. So we need to tick all these boxes. So to tick all these boxes, we need to do the sale in a certain way. And that's why, like, I already said this in last Zoom call in the beginning of June, which I'm telling once again. Seed sale, which is the first one. Then there will be private sale, which will be the second one. Third one will be the KOL round, which we are bringing in like 70 influencers in this one. And maybe some people will be thinking like, okay, these influencers will come and they will dump tomorrow. Like, no, 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 no. We are not taking scumbags. We are taking KOLs. And why I'm saying this one is because in BCUBE, like I had a lot of experience, right? Because we were also giving sometimes, you know, instead of money, we were giving our own tokens. Some people were really holding it. They haven't sold it even today also. Even when it went to 80 cents also, they didn't sell. They were telling me like, Guru, like, keep doing. You are an honest guy. Like, I will back you. Keep doing it. Like, we will see where it will be in few years. Like, no problem. We will not do that. But there were other people who were telling me like, oh, you know what? Like my time horizon is 3 years. But once we send the token, just in 3 hours, you sold it. So there are those type of people also. And moreover, like as I said, I'm not the same person like what I used to be 3 years ago. But now my network is very big. It's very huge. I know many people like now, very renowned people whom I didn't know before. And because I know a lot of people, I know their feedback matters a lot more than my own intuition or more than my own thinking or anything. Because we need to listen to people, those who have experience in that particular field. And that's how you can become smart. Because my childhood friend, who is a founder of Router Protocol, which is $100 million project, when I said to him in Dubai, like I'm in Dubai, like for a few days, he just took the flight like on that day itself. Immediately he went to the airport like in few hours, and he was there in Dubai. And I was asking him all these kind of questions like, how do you make a KOL run? What if these people dump immediately? And they will do that, right? And then he shared with me his experience, like who are the right people, and should we have to go because they have a brand? Should we have to go because they have a lot of followers? Because many a times most of those followers are robos or and they're just bots. It's not real followers at all. But there are sometimes people with just 90K, 80K followers, but they have real 90K people, you know, engaging people. More than 50% of them are real humans. So he said to me, like, based on his experience, he made a list later on so that it will help him like in his future. And he said to me, like, okay, I will share like good KOLs to you. I will put myself into this project and I will help you out with all these things. So I'm not doing this myself because I don't like to do things myself what I don't know. Instead of that, I will try to keep those people who know better than me, and I will try to, you know, give them all the power, resources to make those things happen. That's it. If you give resources to right people and if you give them the right job, they will do amazing things. And I don't need to go to something like what I don't know, you know, like what I don't know really. I mean, like I will not be able to do justice to that particular role. So that's why we know these people, and I can assure that like they are not pump and dump people, and they will not dump it. They will speak about it. They will also see, you know, products evolution, and moreover, like they have 15%, what is it, fee sharing. So even if people keep the tokens, like they get fee sharing every month. Why will someone need to even dump it? Because there is a real use case for the token. And there are like many other use cases which we have defined in the white paper. But once everybody is able to see the white paper, then they will understand it. There's huge amount of things. And moreover, it's a DAO. So people will vote for the proposals, for the resolutions and everything. So there is a lot of things. So to answer the question, yes, it will be in September. At least for the community round, like it will be definitely in September. What will be the minimum for custodian services? Like, look, we are quite flexible for custodian services. We because like before we were thinking about only pure B2B business model, so where everybody will have like very high entry barrier. But like now, to make our own work very easy and to make the life of customers very easy, we are reducing it. So we can do it for even $10,000 also. Like you are asking, 10,000 USDT, we can do the custodian for them. And it's very beneficial for even people because just 2% entry fees will be $200. So here, like they will pay the 49 euros a month, but for 1 year it will be like $600. So they're paying a little bit more, 3 times more. But even with 0.1% management fees, like every month and everything, like it's not expensive at all because they're paying just $10 and this one. And because we are managing it, we will manage it like much better way, like with proper bit sizing, with proper, like entry and exit levels. And also there will be very low amount of, slippages also. Not just slippages, like what we call that one as like latency, because this was also one of the questions like people bought. There are like so many people, there are so many users. So some people are at the last and some people are the new, and new people who are joining us like will be at the last, and people who came at the beginning came at the first. I can assure you there is nothing like that in our system. It's highly random, and it's chosen by execution engine itself, and we don't have any control over it. Even if we want to batch orders in that way, like person who came in 2019, he is more loyal, like we will allow him to first. We can't do that. It's impossible to do it. It's a very, very, very hardcore, heavy engineering stuff will be needed to really make it like that, only to make our own life complicated. It doesn't work like that one. It's highly random. It's highly random. Maybe the person who just subscribed can be the one who will get the trade, first trade for him on the execution engine, or maybe he will get it at the middle or the last. We don't know at all. It's not true that it's in some order or certain orders or something. And there is also another thing like, yeah, we are like too many people now. We are dragging the market. We are doing this. We are doing that. No, that is also not true. We are not that much big as of now, and we are not dragging any markets. Sometimes it's possible that like due to the market conditions that liquidity providers are not really active in some particular coins. So due to which like the liquidity might be low, but otherwise it's not a problem. I mean, like we are having very good low latency on the execution engine, because I'm also checking on other platforms. They have a little bit bigger than that. But despite all these things, we can reduce it to even like flash seconds. But the problem is like there are certain things which users don't know. We are using currently like what we call as like IP addresses, like when we are placing the order. And we do that because if we are not using it, Exchange will ban us immediately for sending many API calls at the same time. So for preventing this to happen, we use IP services, which means like from different IP addresses, the orders are being placed. So the exchange will not know that like it's we only making the orders from different countries. But if we do it like without these IP services, immediately will be banned, and all the exchanges will ban us. It's not just Binance, Bybit, KuCoin, or anybody. We can't do that. This API-based trading, everybody is using IP services. So when we are using all these complicated services and everything, when the orders have to pass through, naturally it will be having latency. But if we try to reduce like much more, then they will ban us like for being very fast on these kind of things. Because if we want to do high frequency trading, then there is a different platform on Binance or any other exchange, and we have to do it like a fund manager. That's very different. That's purely custodian things. There if we do HFT, it's fine, high frequency trading, but not on API based high frequency trading. So we can't do much about like reducing the latency than what we already have now. I'm sorry, but the point of BCUBE for me was to have the money on my account, CX account, not in the hand of same party that provides the trading part. I don't think that's a really attractive perspective. I'm talking about the custodial party you mentioned. As I said, like I truly understand what you are saying, because not everybody likes custodian things, not everybody likes decentralized things. Everybody have their choice. But as I said, I need to see what is in the best interest of my company. Because if the company doesn't exist, then there is no revenues. And if there is no revenues, then there is no customers. There is no customers, like then there is nobody. Then there is no token, nothing. Everything will come to standstill. So I cannot think from one perspective or one point of view, but I have to think like broadly, like what is good for a sustainable business model on a long run. So if I can find that, then it's fine. But what I see is like there are several challenges in retail segment, and those challenges, like it's very hard and difficult to address everything, um, because not everybody like on the same page, and there are different kind of settings. They will not get the same kind of things. Someone gets the best order, someone not getting it. So that can cause, some kind of problems, and due to which like we can get some bad reputation. Um, yeah, that's why. But anyway, like no final decision has been taken as of now. We will try to see what we can do with that. Uh, I trust more BCube than FTX. No, no, no. You can trust BCube more than Binance. I would say it that way. So that means there will be no longer be a non-custodial service, even though you're launching your own DEX. Why not just allow money to be deposited in a smart contract for BCube to trade with it in DEX? This is exactly what we are making in B3X. This is exactly what we are doing in B3X. In B3X, what we are doing, there is something called as like a fund manager. Okay, it's a name of a product. Don't take it on a literal sense. So in this fund management, what's happening is we're integrating our trading agents on our DEX. So how the product works on DEX is as a user, you will connect your wallet with a smart contract and you will put the money on a smart contract. And BCube trading agents will send the signal to the smart contract and smart contract will execute the trade. So after the trade is finished, then the money will come back to the smart contract. So this is completely non-custodial, and a user who has, his keys, like he wants the money, it's in their own wallet, but smart contract is just executing the trades. That's it. This is what we will have, like a trading agent for decentralized environment on our own B3X. And we take profit sharing on a weekly basis for this one, which is pretty industry standard on Binance or Bybit. So that's exactly what we are doing. What you were asking for, like in a smart contract, money is deposited on B3X, and BCube trading agents are trading the money on a smart contract in a completely non-custodial way. It is something like what BCube is doing, but in a non-custodial way. Maybe you should do a 3 hour AM session every day so you can keep answering the same question. This will solve the Telegram problem. There is a plan for non-custodial services on B3X like there is now with BCube. So BCUBE will take over the BCube agent current services. This is what I'm saying. B3X is a decentralized version of BCube. Because in BCube, currently, you will have to rely on exchange because you're keeping the money on exchange. If that exchange closes, your money is gone. It's finished, right? And for example, like if you're keeping custody with us, like your money is not gone because your money is in a wallet. And this is, I'm speaking about like the custodian services of BCube. But if you're speaking about B3X, the exchange itself is decentralized exchange. So nothing can pull it down. And secondly, like your money is in your own wallet and you have deposited money in a smart contract. So in the smart contract, the call option is with you. You can call back your money anytime. So it's completely non-custodial. So you can do what you are doing in BCube in a non-custodial way in B3X. It's the same version of BCube, but in a non-custodial way where you have all the controls for your fund. And BCube agents, the same agents what we have, will work on B3X also, along with many other like experienced traders who will be coming and launching their own funds on B3X. Big customers going into custodial will have to buy BCube to get any kind of benefits like discount. Yes, if for example in custodian services, like we do custodian in two different ways. One thing is like entry fees 2%, 0.1% fees for like monthly management fees, and 2% exit fees. So this is the business model. This is one type of business model. There's another type of business model where we take profit sharing in a very high amount and very, very low entrance fees also. But if we want to like take less profit sharing and waive off this entrance fees or like pay very low entrance fees, then you will have to pay with our own tokens. So with BCube tokens. But if people are not willing to take this step of buying BCube tokens themselves and giving it to us as fees to do that, no problem. The money what we get in the custodian services, we ourselves will buy back from the open market. Aren't you worried about every traders on B3X using the agents? Wouldn't that mean everyone have the same orders at the same time? Look, like again, these are conspiracy theories. I don't know if the same time it happens or if it happens on a different time or something. It totally depends on like smart contracts, like how they're going to execute it. This is not in my hand, but what we can provide is the product and how it functions. And it definitely doesn't, it's not a problem like if it's placing the same order at the same time, because we will have millions of dollars of liquidity. We have been promised millions of dollars of liquidity for every single pair that we are asking for. And we have asked them to support like much more pairs than what is already available. So they will be making it possible. And they asked like minimum, how much liquidity do you need? And we said like between $1 to $2 million, we will need liquidity in the initial stage. They said, okay, fine, we will provide it. So when it comes to like larger coins, like the top 10 coins, we have like liquidity even up to $5 to $10 million worth of liquidity. So we have enough liquidity to fill in any kind of orders. That's not a problem at all. In fact, like if there is more liquidity needed, like then we are already in touch with some market makers who are very specialized in providing liquidity for decentralized exchanges. So we will get the liquidity from them. For example, there is Elixir, there is Orderly, there is several other people who are doing this work as a full-time work. So we will get the liquidity from them. These are something like which has been sorted out and we have thought about it. There are so many synergies between B3X and BCUBE. Is only a matter of time until success is achieved. Absolutely. There is absolutely synergy. And look, like we have to understand one thing. Now, when I had to go to investors to seek the investment, I have made them to invest in BCUBE actually. The money is not for B3X because B3X doesn't even exist. It's not a different company. As of now, it's not even a different company. Like it's the same BCUBE which is launching B3X. So investors are investing in BCUBE. They are not investing in B3X, right? We are just making it as an expansion. And when we make an expansion, we have to see to that like it will have like a complementary things with each other. It is not like two different projects. We didn't think like, okay, guys, like look, BCUBE is not working. So let's stop it here and let's start a metaverse project. Or let's start another monkey picture project, which we call as like like a monkey cube or something like that. We didn't do that. We stick to what we know the best, which is about like trading and decentralized finance. And this is what quantitative finance or something. We stick to that. And we were trying to see like what we can do to save our company. And in addition to that, bring value to our people. That was the only two things which was there in the mind: bringing value to the people, bringing value to ecosystem, and bringing value to us for making some cool product. And that's when we thought about it. And also this idea of decentralized exchange didn't come when I was on top of some mountain, like how Moses got it. Or it didn't happen like how, like some other person, like Buddha, when he got it under a tree. This was very well calculated thing. Like, because if you are seeing in the past couple of years, look at our own problem with BCube. Initially, we were having like futures trading and then it stopped in Europe. And like now they're even stopping like stable coins. They're doing everything every single day. New things are coming out. My fear is 1 year down the line, even to operate a centralized exchange in Europe will become very, very, very big problem. KYC is going to become much more stricter and you will not be even able to, like catch up with that pace, like what they are thinking now in EU. And centralized exchanges will be highly penalized and it will become a very strong fortress. I think it is much more stricter than, opening a stock market exchange account. It's becoming more stricter than that. So it will become very difficult for anybody to trade. So we were thinking based on this, like the regulatory environment, what is going to be the next step for people? Because now in Europe, like derivatives and options is impossible. Derivatives is impossible now. So what people are doing, they're going on Mexi, they're going on other kinds of like exchanges, like which is very suspicious, which can close down anytime, and people will lose money again. And I was very concerned about it. Like there should not be one more scam, and people should not lose money once again in some other kind of scam. So how can I prevent people from getting scammed and also solve this problem? And the answer was to create a decentralized exchange, because decentralized exchange doesn't hold your money. So nobody can run away with your money. You hold the keys. It's your wallet. In, like deposit, withdraw anytime. You do it. So like now in this way, many hundreds and millions of people who will come into this field and they will know the reality of the centralized exchange. They will be looking for a solution where they own the ownership of their money. And that's exactly where B3X gets into picture. And B3X will grow because of this regulatory environment. B3X will grow because of its very unique fund management tool, because there are many other, decentralized exchanges also in the market. There is DYDX, GMX, Velvet, and many exchanges are there. How we are differentiating ourselves is because of our AI, fund manager. Like initially, it will be ours, and some manual fund managers will be joining. After that, we are coming out with LLM models, wherein in the natural language, in English language, you will be able to type what kind of strategies you would like to build. And then it will get translated to Python. And in the backend, you will be able to run your strategies. And in the third phase, we are coming out with something very innovative things, which means like you will enter all your criterias on a Oracle, like you're a low risk trader, and this is the money you want to use. This is your risk level, and this is the type of coins that you want to trade. And what is your criteria, what type of strategy, everything. And based on that, once you enter all these things on a Oracle gets recorded and it will suggest you the strategy that you would like to trade with. So you don't need to select any fund yourself, but the Oracle will select the fund for you based on your own criteria. So all these AI tools and everything is going to come in this way. Like there will be no other exchanges like us. If you're speaking about purely decentralized exchange, yes, there are many similar to us. But everybody needs to have their USP, like unique selling point. And our unique selling point is the AI layer, which is sitting on top of DEX. It's not the DEX itself. So yeah, I mean, like this is the reason like why I'm so bullish on B3X and why I'm so much bullish on BCUBE also. Because BCUBE will get the money, it will trade on B3X. More trading it makes, more trading fees comes, more fees BCUBE is going to come. It's a circle. You make business, like business comes back to you again. And because BCUBE is like a centralized entity, I mean, like it trades on centralized exchanges and does some centralized activities, but it is also regulated at the same time. So once you're regulated, like we have to submit all the reports and everything to, OAM, which is the SEC of Italy. Every quarterly reports, everything we need to send. So your money is safe. We have to follow everything and it's fine. And because of that, people will also respect B3X because it's run by the people who are running a regulated company at the same time. And there is no KYC on B3X. So even if you want to participate in a fund management thing, there is no KYC. Absolutely nothing. So there is no KYC, there is no custody. Everything is in your own hand. Just automate it and use it and enjoy it. And more trading fees we generate, more token holders are going to get back their fees, the 15% fees, more money BCUBE is going to get. So everybody makes money here. So it's a very simple, straightforward business proposition. There is nothing more to think about it. And the roadmap is amazing. It's tremendous. Like many science fiction things are there with AI, what we'll be executing this time with B3X. Charlie, I just mean that if everyone uses B3X came for the agents, everyone will have the same buy and sell strategy. So what's the issue? In the throughout the world, like millions of people are buying and selling the same Bitcoin or same Ethereum at the same time. So I don't see anything wrong with that. And especially as I'm saying, like there is a huge liquidity, like even if they're buying for millions, I don't think it's going to make any difference. So any other questions? Sorry, I went to get some water for myself. Okay. Health issues, it's getting better and better. But still, like there is like a little bit of more time that I need to wait until all the examination and everything comes back. But as of now, yes, it's getting better and better. Thanks for asking. Could you tell us how research and development on the agency is going on? Research and development is no, not I mean, like it's not a static thing. Like every day it keeps going on. As I've already announced it on my own personal Twitter and as well as company's Twitter, that we have found something which is very new called as like big momentum wave. So we put in certain mathematical models like together, like what we were researching from the past 2 years. And in this way, like we are able to predict like bigger momentums much before it happens, because there is something like a very short-term events like which is scalp trading, and there is something like which is like a very sustainable, consistent growth that happens on any particular asset. So that big momentum is what we can catch. The small momentum is like sometimes it's good, but if suddenly market reverses, like then probably it will not work. So black swan events or something like that. But when we are looking for something which is gradually moving up and for higher returns, even during the black swan events, like if you're already up by 5 to 8%, and if it's falling down like by 8% again, so you can close the position at like no loss, no returns. So in this way, like you will protect a lot. So we are doing good with that, and we tried to do the same thing with Profit Hunter quite recently. And I think the Solana trade was very good on that. So yeah, I mean, like this is something which we have found newly. And we are also like spending a lot of time on LLM models these days, because LLM models is adding a lot of strength to the sentiment analysis indicator that we built before. But those times, like it was more, big data, and we were trying to process the whole data and, taking out the noises and taking out those kind of alphas within that. But like now, thanks to all these large language models, that we are able to make like much more things with AI. So that's where like we are spending most of our time now, like natural language to the codes, and we were even trying to like watch the picture and trying to interpret something that from that one. Like for example, if Elon Musk is posting the photo of a dog, which is a Doge dog, which means like Doge is going to pump, and we are trying to create a technology like so that it reads the photo, what is there on the photo. So it is called as like a vision to like interpretation. So this is also something like what we are trying to explore now. So there are like several other research which keeps going on with us. So we have also developed quite recently long and short strategies that works like very differently on our proprietary algorithm, which was quite recently discovered. We had to like make many iterations on it, but I think like where we are on the right path, so we will be able to get something from that one. So research and development is completely ongoing, and like it's like a everyday work for us. In fact, like whatsoever we are doing, everything is research and development. And in the beginning, like when we started the project also, it was a research and development, and even today it's the same. We spend in a lot of time. I mean, like research and development is totally worth it, especially when you speak about AI. Because you never know, like maybe you will spend 30 days on the same thing, and maybe it will never give you any results, but maybe you'll spend on something else just a few days, and when you see the results, like you feel like wow. But until you do that research, you will never come to know like what it works and what it doesn't. So yeah, I mean, like research are going on agents, and we are on a good path. Charlie, really, I don't understand your question at all. Okay, like all the trades are happening on the same marketplace. There will be like at least like 20, 50, 20, 25 funds which will be going on. Maybe 5 or 6 will be from our side. There'll be third party, fund managers, like manual fund managers, AI fund managers, so many people. Everything will be happening on our own exchange. It's the same which is happening on Binance. On Binance, there is like at least like 500 people who are having their own copy trading platform, so they don't have any problems. At the same time, even it is happening for them also. In one of the strategies on Bybit, I'm seeing 50,000 people following the same strategies. On OKX exchange, if you go there and see it, like 90,000 people are using the same strategies. They're all buying at the same time and selling at the same time. They don't have any problems. And I don't know why we should have any problem, like when everybody is trading at the same time. So I honestly don't know what I need to say, but I don't see that as a problem or a concern or anything. If they're trading, it's very good. We are very happy because we get trading fees from that. We have more people using the platform. Because of the trading fees, we earn a lot of money. Token holders earn a lot of money for the staking rewards, what I just mentioned. BCUBE gets its own money. So more money for liquidity, more money for business. It's money, money, money. So I don't see any issues there, and everybody will be happy in this setup. And as I already said, like if we need additional liquidity, there are already like market makers. For example, Swift Market. Swift Market is the company which I'm in contact with, based in United States. We have already discussed, and they have reached a conclusion that if we need additional liquidity, what Injective is not able to provide, they will be able to provide it. But I'm in personal contact with the CEO of Injective Protocol, who is also the co-founder of the company. Anything that I want, he is ready to make it for us. So we have complete support, and Injective is a $2 billion project. And if you're thinking why Injective and not Base or like not something else, like no, we have like good reasons to make why we are doing and what we are doing. Injective is a protocol which gives all the ready-made components such as order matching system, then order books, these kind of things. Like if we want to develop it ourselves, then we will need like at least 1 year or 2 years to do it. So why we have to waste so much of time, like when existing components is available? And the trading fees is like $0.0003. And $0.0003, even Solana is not providing. And in DeFi, what is important is the low transaction fees. Why nobody wants to be on Ethereum? Because the transaction fees is so high. And why everybody wants to be on Polygon or something? Because for the same reason, the transaction fees is very low. If I want to make 10 trades in a day with Injective, it will be costing me just like $0.003. That's it for 10 trades. For 10 trades. Even if you're putting like $1, based on this calculation, how much we can make? 10, 100, and 1,000. I can make 3,000 trades with $1, which is 1,500 buying, 1,500 selling with $1. There is no other blockchain on this space which can do this one. There is no other blockchain which is providing me with order book and order matching system. And there is no other blockchain which is giving us so much of backing, personally providing their core team to speak with us in the integration process and everything. Nobody is doing it. And they are doing it. And moreover, like, don't think like, Injective, like what is it or something. It's a $2 billion project. $2 billion in market cap. They were on the Binance launchpad, backed by Binance, backed by Polychain Capital, backed by Delphi, backed by Cube VC, backed by A16Z, and also the angel investors include Mark Cuban, who is Shark on Shark Tank on America, Kevin O'Leary, all these people. So it's one of the best blockchains out there, especially for DeFi, because they provide a lot of components to make it possible. We are not building all these components ourselves. We are modifying it, optimizing it. If we are building it ourselves, we need 2 years. It's very difficult to make it. It's not difficult in the sense like technologically. Technologically, it's a little bit challenging. But there is other things. Like once you develop a software, you will have to think about security of the software. You have to think about auditing the software, like in a blockchain world. Like, is it fine? Like if nobody can hack it, is it working perfectly? Some other problems are there on this one or not? And to maintain it, to run it and everything. Why we have to spend money on all these kind of things when ready-made components are available? And that's why we have selected Injective, because it's the best. First thing what you need from a blockchain is to provide you the support that you very well need, especially when you're building something which is in conjunction with AI and blockchain. So we are an AI and blockchain project because the communication between a smart contract and AI models is not that simple. When that's why, like now in the month of July, for 1 month, we are spending one complete month on prototyping everything. We are seeing, like in prototype, what kind of problems can come, what we will be able to do if that problem comes. Like we will be really developing it, working day and night for 1 month, but we will not have like 10 different agents or something. We will have one agent, and we will try to run like only BTC on the perpetual exchange. We will try to have like only one feature just to prototype it. So it's extremely hard on other blockchains to make it like that. On Injective, it's very simple to make it because it's made for finance. It's made for DeFi. If you're a gaming project, go for Solana, or go for like Polygon. If you are a like more like what can I say, like computation kind of project or something, there are other kind of things like zk sync, RD. These kind of things are very good for like huge computation, like deep in projects and these kind of projects. But this is not for that. So this is a very, very unique thing. So I don't see like any problem whatsoever it's happening, because my logical thing is only one thing. My logical question is only one. On Binance, there are like more than 500 people who are offering copy trading. And in many of the copy trading services, there are more than 90,000, 100,000 people who are copying a particular trader. And there are also some traders like who are making grid bots and DCA bots. And there are also 100,000 people, 50,000 people following that. And all the trades are happening on the same exchange itself. If they are not having any problem, why should we have a problem? I don't think we will have any problems. Okay, the next one, the soul trades were amazing. I could not believe the precision. Yeah, this is something like research and development, what we keep doing it, that I was mentioning. It doesn't mean like always we are right. Sometimes we have done some research and we try to do it, but it didn't go like how we expected it to be. And that's why we need to keep, making different things, and we need to keep following different approaches. And then we will find, like that unique approach to make it happen. I like tech and have studied different blockchains. Injective is definitely a really good choice. Apart from Freeze, for trading better than Solana, for example. That's 100% sure what you are mentioning, because for trading, Injective is the best for trading and for decentralized finance. So not just trading. I mean, like if we want to launch a lending and borrowing protocol. So lending and borrowing is also the same thing. Like first thing, you need to have lightning fast transactions. And second thing, transaction fee should be very low. And the whole ecosystem should be very easy for you to launch this type of platforms or this kind of apps. So the best one is Injective for this one, because they provide many components, like which makes it very easy for you to take it from there, optimize it more, make some custom made things based on it, and then just keep going ahead. Each blockchain has different strengths and some are just nice. Injective is good. Yeah, I mean, like every blockchain is for a certain reason. For sure. I mean, like some blockchains are good for security, some blockchains are good for gaming, some blockchains are good for DeFi, some blockchains are good for deep in projects. Some other projects may be good for like RWS. Like right now, we have a mantra is being used by a lot of projects in RWS space because they have something very special to RWS space. They're providing some components which makes it very easy for you to, sell some properties on it, sell, like some real world assets like gold or something else, or make an auction of all these products. So there will be some use for every blockchain, and these blockchains are good for us. And this is what like we made the research, and we understood like this is the best one for us, and there is nothing else like which is perfectly fitting to us. So all in all, like on the closing note, I would like to say that last month's like was very, very, very hectic. It was not just because of the traveling and other kind of things, because I had my health issues, which I still continue to have, and I had other issues like personal issues and a lot of things. Um, and at the same time, like it was not helping me so much at the work also, because like we were running very low on runways, and I wanted to get B3X because B3X will complement BCUBE a lot, and they both were needed to exist. And once we were coming to a place like where we had like 2 months of money or something, then we were thinking like, okay, what's going to happen after 2 months? And I said like, no, we will do it. We will somehow survive it. And nobody had an idea. And at that point in time, like I found very good investors, like who are the owners of 250 employee software company. So by giving them, like shares in the company, we are also getting their resources. They're amazing software engineers who are working with us already. So they help us like in the product development, in the entire product cycle, like whatever help we want, they're ready to get it. So it was very difficult time. I had to make a decision because many people were saying like, look, I think you have to let go of BCUBE and think about B3X and start something fresh because you cannot hold it because it will not survive. And I said like, no, I want both. I want to keep the old things and get the new things. So, and they were telling me like, no, you are not able to keep the old thing. How you will bring the new thing? I said like, no, I will do some magic. Believe me, I will do it. And I want both. I will not compromise on that. I will not compromise on anything that I want. If I want something, hook or crook, I know how to get it. And I will get it. That's me. And then like I started to discuss with a lot of investors, like many people were giving their own, like advisors are free. So people keep giving whatever they want. It's free, right? Like you don't lose anything. There's one poor fellow who is asking you for, advice and you think like you are on, on top of something. So you can give it. So all the advisors, like everything, I kept listening to it. But none of the advisors will really help you because you know your problem and you know the solution. Also, if you think without any prejudice in your mind, then what you need to do and how you need to do. And once you knew it, and the next step would be to execute it. So that is very important because everybody can have ideas and execution is everything. And that very few people know. And I finally convinced the investors, like, look, we are here because of so many things that happened in the past, but we will make sure that in the future we will not be in the same situation. Because before we came to this situation, once upon a time, we were a profitable company. We were making profits. We never even know what is loss making or something like that until we got controlled and until we got into all these problems and like exchanges suddenly closing, futures trading in some countries, like a lot of things happen. And they were asking like, okay, what happens if this is happening? What happens like if this is happening? I had the right answer this time because I went through it. So the answer what I used to give to people before was just based on my assumption, but now it's based on my experience. So this has a bigger weight than what you just tell to people. Because if you ask a celibate monk about the family, he doesn't know anything at all because he never had a family himself. But if you ask about a family man, he will know the better things, the challenges and everything, how it happens. In the same way, like I just said that, and I also promised them, like, look, definitely with B3X and BCube, definitely we will be $1 billion company. And I know the path now. Before also, I had the same thing. And this is not finished yet. So you invest in me, I will make it happen for you. And they said, like, well, definitely we will do it. And there were negotiations, and finally we accepted at $11.4 million valuation. So we signed the SAFE, and which is a simple agreement for future equity. And we will be receiving payments in August first week. So we will get everything and we will be going nonstop from there. And in September, like we are making the token sale. So we will have enough money to, like run the company for 4 years completely. By that time, we will be a giant. And in these 4 years, like we will have huge amount of money for making marketing, for getting all the best people and like a dedicated art director, graphics designer, social media managers, community managers, like everybody. Because Zero is there every time. Is amazing. He's great. Like we know that. But we need somebody to support him, right? Because he will be alone, all alone otherwise. Because now community is very small, so it's fine. Even though community is not so small, but people who speak at least are very small. But when we become very big, I mean, like so many people will be asking at the same time. So he cannot fight multiple battles at the same time. So we need him to, to support him with some strength there. So we will be having them, and we will be having enough money for adding liquidity. We will be having enough money to pay for all these big exchanges. We will take all the tokens on a tier one exchange, and we will have enough liquidity there. And then we will see, like everything flying again. You see, like 2 or 3 people came, they put in money, and once because this token pump happens very simple. This is how it happens. If 2 people come in with 200K each, if they put in like the tokens goes up by like 300 400%, like 4x. Then rest of the pump will be done by public who are watching it pumping like that. So when it's pumping, people will think like, oh, no, 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 I will not be left behind. Like somebody is pumping it, even I will also pump. Everybody will get into it. But if when nothing is happening, nobody wants to go. So when people come, when we go on centralized exchanges or like in between, people will come, people will buy, it will pump. So it's all a matter of time. And also, like when it was at 4 cents or 5 cents in December last year, everybody was saying like, no, 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 it will be just here. Like, I don't think like it will move up. Or where is this marketing? Where is this? Where is that? And everything. But who imagined it could go up by like 20x from 4 cents to 80 cents? Nobody imagined, right? It just happened. So if it could happen once, it can happen again also. And it can happen again, like because of our own buying power, which we will do with our own fees. And it will happen with, maybe with some big investors coming from centralized exchanges. It can happen in several ways. So definitely, like I'm very bullish on it. And I'm very bullish on it because like now there is money power, because if you have money in crypto, everything is possible. You can reach the right people and everything. But I know how hard it was to penetrate into these circles, because when when I began this journey last year of going to events and everything, because until last year, like I was not really going anywhere. I was just going like every now and then, but not so much frequently, like how I do it now. So I made my way. I built my groups. I made my connections and contacts. I built everything from the scratch. I was a one-man army. And because like in our team, like nobody else is, like a kind of extrovert, like to go outside and to meet people to get these bases or something. I did it. And we will do it again. We will do it in an amazing way. So guys, like what I promise you is like we are on the right track. We are expanding our, the reach, what we have. And we are going to do something very amazing this time, which has never been done so far. And not just that one. If you observe, we started as a kind of copy trading platform. And now in 3 years, we are becoming a centralized, decentralized exchange. And in next 3 years, we will have every single thing that you don't have to leave our app at all. You want to buy something, you can buy it on the app itself. We'll bring like a super app of crypto in one single platform. And that will be bcube.ai. Like all your AI stuff, all your buying, selling, lending, borrowing, trading, or like launching your products, launching your services, everything in one single platform. And that will be BCube. So it's a kind of like all-in-one. That's what we said in the beginning. It's an ultimate all-in-one AI-driven crypto trading platform. So this all-in-one is not just about trading, but it will be many more things. We are building an ecosystem. We're building a conglomerate, a crypto conglomerate, which will have everything in it. So let's do it, guys. This time, let's march towards our success. Not like a soldier, but like an emperor this time. And that's why I'm making sure that like financially we are so strong that we can take anything. And in next few weeks, as I said, another 800K investment is coming. So totally, with just equity sale, we have $1.6 million just with equity sale. And with equity sale 1.6 plus with token sale 5 million, $6.6 million. This much of money, if we had during the BCube time, today we would be somewhere else. Because by this time I would be listing it on a centralized exchange. It's not like I don't want to list it or something, but we don't have that type of money to do it. because you will have to pay 200, 300K for listing fees, then 500K for adding liquidity. So you need almost $1 million, right? Where is that much of money? So if people are asking like, okay, please list on a centralized exchange, please list on Bybit, like, oh my goodness, like I am more than happy to do it. I want it more than you, but please help me with this much of money. I will do it right away, right now. But like now, you don't have to worry. Like right now, we have the resources, we have the contacts, we have the money, we have everything now. Because I was at Bybit office in Dubai, like when I was there, because I have contacts with Bybit. I know some officers at Bybit. I know officers at HTX. I'm also speaking to HTX Ventures now. I have some friends in OKX. So I made my connections, like a VP or vice president of trading or something. I know them. So with all these connections and contacts and money and everything, it's a combination of everything. Just because you have money, you will not get entry into any of these things. Telling you honestly now, because I know how this industry works. You need to know somebody, and that somebody should be pretty close to you. Plus, you need to have money also. Plus, you need to have good product also. Plus, it needs to have good buzz also on social media. So if you have all these five components, yes, you can go to, on a good exchange. That's how it works. So I was making sure all this while during my travel that I will tick all these boxes. And I think I have done it. So I'm getting some very big backers now in the seed and private phase. So these people will also help us to, get some influencers, get some community management, like getting more people on our platform with their own ways of marketing and several other things, podcast and everything, they will do it. And I will also speak to exchange on our behalf. So with our own contacts, with our own connections, plus their contacts and their connections will make it more stronger. So let's do it, guys. That's all I wanted to say. And I hope like all your questions are answered, but still I will be, very naive if I think like all the questions have been answered, because 10 minutes later, somebody will come like, hey, I have a question. Like, no, 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 you have a question, you have a time, but I don't have time, boss, because I have many things to do. Look, like even after finishing the call, like I have other things to do, and I will have to focus for 2, 3 hours, like continuously on something, because I don't like to get myself disturbed when I'm doing the things. When I'm on something, like I don't want anybody to speak to me. I just lock myself 2, 3 hours. I want to completely focus on my work. So when I want to focus on my work, like I need my space. And despite that, like I'm taking this time to repeat the same thing, what I have already repeated 3 times in this month on voice, in text, and in video. But I'm doing it again so that like people are more clear about what we are doing and what we want to do. But despite that, like if they are coming again and again and again, like it's like you listen to the story of Bible, and tomorrow morning you will wake up and ask me, who is Jesus? So this is how it happens every time. Then I can't help you, sorry. Then nobody should help them also. So if they really have seriousness of understanding the project, and if they are serious about their own investment, they have to be here. If they can't be here, I understand, perfectly fine, totally fine. Then they will have to be like on my recording. They have to watch the recording when we are putting it on YouTube. And if they say that like, no, it's very long, it's 1.5 hours, like I can't listen to everything, like, come on, I don't have time. Then Zero is not mad to spend his time to make the timestamps. So please click on the timestamps to read that particular topic, what you are looking for. And if you can't even click that and you see it, boss, nobody can help you. Okay, like please, you just do something else. Like we can't help you, or like develop your own AI software, like where you will be shouting in front of YouTube, and I will appear and I will explain to you the same thing. This is the best solution that you can make. So anyway, like enough of roasting people, but I wish you a very good Saturday. And if next week, like if anybody is in Brussels or anywhere closer to Brussels, like you just send me a message or something on Twitter or something like that, I can meet you in Brussels between 8th of July to 12th of July. Not 12th morning, I'm leaving. So 11th of July. So 4 days. If you're there in Brussels or around Brussels, just hit me a hi and we can meet up. So until then, like take care of yourself and have a great weekend. And it was amazing talking to you. And let's make BCUBE the greatest DeFi company. And let's serve everything. And I haven't forgotten one thing, that to to make these companies as $1 billion company, and it will definitely happen with all the risk, with all the strains and stress that we have gone through. And finally, not giving up, because we will never give up. Giving up is not in our blood. We will fight. We are warriors. We will die, but we will not surrender. So we will keep fighting in that way. And we know, like, we will fight for victory. We are not fighting for death. So guys, take care of yourself, and see you soon again.